UC Irvine game. All right, so speaking of crying things home, Mick Aussie's Denver Broncos look like a lock to make the playoffs. Not so much so suddenly. Still a very good percentage and chance, and in fact, their odds to make the playoffs are minus 500. That's what they are as a money line, so that's what it is. They got to, you know what I mean? They got to win the football game against the Kansas City Chiefs to make the playoffs. Mick Aussie steps up and in. Mick, how you feeling about the Broncos right now going into the final Sunday?
Well, first of all, if the Chiefs are resting all those players like you guys think, and Andy Reid probably will, well, we should win. But like you guys said earlier in the show, 25-day break for the Chiefs, that's way too long. So I actually agreed with what Dan Campbell did tonight. I mean, you guys didn't. Sure, every game is a risk, and it's a violent game. But I played Aussie footy, mate. 1 week off is all you need. You need that touch, that timing, everything, and the confidence. So good on Dan Campbell. Yes, I think we should win. And if we got in by default, I wouldn't have liked that. But we played very well against the Bengals, and we could have won that game, as you know.
No, you know what? The offense really looked good. Nix really did make some plays when he had to. But you also know, Mick, number one, Dan Campbell's unpredictable. Like the Lions, you know, we all know he's a psychopath, right? Andy Reid kind of is too, and I'm seeing right now, this is the latest update as far as the Chiefs are concerned. This is from earlier this evening, the last time that they spoke to the media. And Reid said that he's leaving it up to the players. So what do you think that means? Mahomes is going to start, bro.
Yeah.
I think Mahomes starts and gets taken out of the game. I don't think he's going to play, but like we said, and then Tom Brady was talking about it, and Brady said, I wouldn't want to be off for 25 days going into the playoffs. No. That's a long time. It's nearly a month, Mick, right?
Yeah.
Like if they get the bye, if they don't play this week and then they got another bye week next week in the playoffs, they're not going to be playing for 25 days, guys, if they don't play their starters. I kind of get the feeling that the Chiefs will play their starters, probably run the ball and not, get Mahomes killed, but maybe for the first quarter or something. But who knows, man? Reid does weird things too. Maybe he plays for the first half. Like, it's not a full-out lock Denver wins this game. They should, Mick, but, I'm leaning with the points here. Even backups. Weird things happen in the NFL. We've seen it before.
Absolutely. Those backups, they're playing for their spot. They're playing for a spot or maybe on another team next year. Pressure's on. And if you just think you're going to win, you might not. So, yeah, very interesting. But, hey, if we win, I think we go to Buffalo probably anyway. But there again, we got nothing to lose, mate. The pressure might be all on your Bills. But we've done well, mate. I got to say, I've been very impressed with what's happened this year. I didn't expect it. We have a quarterback. We're doing well. We're talking about time off. I'm a bit worried about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. He's going to have weeks off maybe if he doesn't play this week. And he could be the letdown of that team. And I'd love to see the Eagles get knocked out in the first week. That would really, really make me happy, man.
Listen, I think the Eagles can sort of beat anybody, but I think they can lose to anybody as well. Right? And I kind of lean more that they're going to stumble at some point. You know what's going to happen? Because let's be real. Jalen Hurts is inconsistent. And like Mick just said, he's injured. He's going to be coming back. He hasn't going to play for a while. It wasn't out long ago, guys. Remember, A.J. Brown was bitching about how their passing attack sucked, right? And they had one good game, and then he got hurt again. So he's going to be coming back. And don't think for a second, guys, that when you get into the NFL freaking playoffs against other good teams, Barkley ain't running for 179 yards and stuff for the playoff game, right? Like, teams are going to tighten this up, and they're going to be like, all right, let's make Jalen Hurts throw the ball and beat us. I think some teams could beat the Eagles, actually, in the playoffs, Mick, but who's your pick right now? You can change it, but if I had to say right now, who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC?
Mate, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to go for the Vikings. I think they'll hit form, and everyone says defenses win championships. That's a load of rubbish these days in the modern NFL. You need a good defense and a great offense. I actually fell asleep yesterday and I stayed home Saturday night over that game with Vikings and Packers. Then I woke up and Packers nearly won. Vikings, I think they might go all the way. I hope so too. That'll be good, but very interesting. I just hope the Eagles get knocked out the first week. Lions might be okay, but they've got too many injuries on defense. So I'm going to pick the Vikings to beat the Lions this week, even though it's in Detroit and it's going to be loud. Injuries on defense is a worry for the Lions against a very good team, I think.
Yeah, this is pretty wild if you look at the NFC Conference Championship odds. Detroit to win the NFC is plus 180. Then the Eagles are plus 320. And then the Vikings are plus 380, which is not a lot of respect for the Vikings. And the Vikings are really hard to beat at home. So they get home field advantage. They're only going to have to play 2 games in the playoffs. Yet, I think, this year, I think it's as wide open as it's ever been, especially in the NFC. Normally in the NFC, it's like, there's only a couple of good teams, and you can't, you're like, they're not very good. There's 1 or 2 good teams only in the conference. But this year, look, I think the Commanders, Mick, with Jaden Daniels, they can play with anybody. They're going to put up points, right? So it's going to be a close game when you have to play the Commanders. I think the Packers are a little flaky. They're the ones, and as it is now, actually, Mick, it would be the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles in week 1 of the playoffs. The Packers could beat the Eagles, at least.
Well, Chris Sims is a great analyst, as you know, and he's a big fan of the Packers, but Jordan Love is not on top of his game. And I tell you what, those Los Angeles Rams, they could be dangerous too, because Stafford has played amazing. He's got great wide receivers, so watch out for the Rams. They could cause an upset as well.
Yeah, as it is now, the Washington Commanders would actually play the LA Rams in the first round. It would be the Green Bay Packers against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders at the Los Angeles Rams, and the loser of Detroit and Minnesota are going to have to go to Tampa. Wow.
Yeah.
You get all or nothing. You're either getting a 1 seed or you're going on the road to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thanks, Mick. Happy New Year.
All right, same with you, boys.
Sports gaming strategy so strong you can practically power your phone on it. Extend your battery life. Keep it here. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports.